In the fall, I just start craving soup, don't you? Today I have a great, really easy recipe for you. It's a roasted mushroom beef barley soup. To start off, you need a pound of cremini mushrooms, which need to be cleaned. I'm brushing these clean with a paper towel. Trim the bottoms. Make sure that anything that's unsavory looking gets trimmed off. If you have large mushrooms, they can be quartered. Small mushrooms can be halved. Mushrooms must be stored properly, otherwise they get slimy and moldy and disgusting. You also need 2 medium shallots coarsely chopped. You could certainly use a small onion in replacement if you don't have shallots or you don't feel like going out and getting one, use an onion. Throw the shallots into the bowl with the mushrooms. Everything's gonna get combined on a baking sheet later, so you don't need to keep things separate. Here's 1 pound of sirloin steak that needs to be cut into 1/2-inch pieces. Sirloin is a very, very lean cut of meat as well. Normally a beef stew would be made with a chuck or something a little fattier. And then we're roasting everything together in the oven so that all the flavors are brought out of the meat and the mushrooms and they all meld together. It does take 30 minutes, but you don't even have to pay attention to it. Drizzle with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Season with salt and pepper. And then just give it a toss. 425 degrees for about 30 minutes. These guys are done now. You see how much they've shrunk down and they've really gotten much more concentrated. I can smell the mushroominess and the beefiness all concentrated on this tray. Put that into a 4-quart saucepan, any kind of medium-sized heavy saucepan is good. Make sure if there's any juices on the pan, you get that into the pot because that's the flavor. The flavor's in there. And you'll notice that you saved so much effort, really. Not so much time necessarily, but effort by roasting this in the oven instead of working in batches and browning it in the pot. To that, you can add either 4 cups of water or 4 cups of stock. I'm gonna use stock because why use water? Add more flavor. Turn it on to high. And then a 1/2 cup of quick cooking barley. The quick cooking barley only takes 10 minutes. Regular barley takes up to 50 minutes. Bring that to a boil, and once it's at a boil, you simmer it for about 12 minutes. The only thing that's left to do is just chop up some parsley, so I'm gonna do that while I'm waiting. Parsley is such a nice way to end a soup like this because it adds a little bit of freshness in a soup that has like a really deep, intense flavor. I just like the contrast. It's optional though. If you don't have parsley or you don't want it, you don't need to do it, but you should try it. See if you like it. Save for later. Oh good, it's boiling now. So just turn it down once it comes to a boil and cook it for 10 to 12 minutes. You just need the barley to be tender and the beef to be tender. Just remember the beef was already cooking in the oven, so it won't take very long either. The soup has been simmering for 12 minutes. 45-minute beef stew. That's what I'm talking about. You are gonna wanna eat this for days on end, and this is only enough for 4 people. What do you think? Do you wanna make it? Double it, triple it, you're gonna want to. Put some in the freezer, save some for later, eat some tonight. You're gonna be happy you did.